I'll take your word.
Yo, YouTube, it's a coaching session with Gas. He's good at card games, but he's just starting on Parallel. So this should be really helpful for beginner to intermediate players who want to see, kind of like where you can improve a little bit as you're cooking up your gameplay. Let's get into it. So we're second with Cathari. Tell me what you think with this hand. What would you keep and why?
We're against Core, so I will keep the Harf and possibly roll out the Bearer and two Bearers and the Gunslinger.
So Harv's not that useful against Uni. I would actually keep your Gunslinger for turn 1, and then
Okay.
keep your Standard Bearer for turn 2. And the Tabula Rasa. Yeah, that's it. And this way we have turn 1 and 2 guaranteed to have a decent play. Gunslinger on turn 1's not perfect, but at least it guarantees a 1-drop. And then turn 2, you can play your Standard Bearer into your 0, and the Standard Bearer buffs the 0 to become a 1-2.
Okay, so who do we bank here? Because Colaret feels awful to bank, and Shipian. Yeah, we can bank a Shipian, right?
So let's think. All right, so we know. Let's map out the first 2 or 3 turns, right? So we know turn 1, basically Gunslinger is the only option. Yeah. And then turn 2, we really like the Standard Bearer into the 0. Just trust me, that's a really strong line. So our options to bank are either the 3 or one of the 2 Scipions. Yeah, I think here banking one of those 2 Scipions is totally good. Because we have plenty of options for the first 3 turns, and you can just kill their Gunslinger here, which is really nice. When in doubt, it's not the only thing you need to know for early game, but it's the most important thing when you're starting, is just plan out your first 2 turns at a minimum.
Okay.
Because if you're not thinking through that, you're basically kind of just guessing. But that gives you a framework, that gives you like a way to think about it where you can kind of see like, okay, this looks better than that when I think about my first 2 or 3 turns. As opposed to being like, what card is the best bank? Which is not as useful of a question as like, what does my first 2 turns look like? You know what I mean?
Okay, that's a good approach.
And this is great. So he banks, and if I'm not mistaken, he didn't play anything. Whoa, 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 whoa. No. That's your play. Don't bank that. So we really want to do the Standard Bearer that you were going to bank. That's our best play this turn. Look at the text on that card just to really, really make sure we understand this.
Yeah. I know that it will buff every clone that I have +1/+1 when they come to the board. But,
so the goal, I'm being kind of hard on you here just because I know you can pick up on this fast if I do this. In a few games, next time we do this, I won't be nearly as like.
Yeah, but I was actually thinking on banning this and playing the Tabula Rasa so I can just.
Here's why we don't want to do that. Maybe you're right, but here's why. Because we can play the 2 and the 0 on the same turn. So I think what I would do here is bank your Gunslinger, let's say, and then play the Standard Bearer and the 0, and then attack face with the Gunslinger.
Okay. Yeah, okay, I like that.
You see how that works?
Yeah.
Normally, for anyone watching on the YouTube video as well, like this isn't really how coaching works. Usually the player will make more of their own plays, and then there's a little bit less coach stuff. But right now, I just want to help Gas kind of see some of these lines. You'd bank the Striker. Then you got 2 in Striker for turn 3.
No.
Yeah, there's some extra tech with like setting up for your Tabula Rasas as well, which I'm sure there's like even deeper lines than some of the stuff I'll show you. But I think for your rank right now, if you can just learn to consistently get really good tempo, you're probably going to get to like high platinum just from that. Like just good tempo play with Gnaeus is probably enough to get high platinum, low diamond, like pretty easily. Because your opponents just won't have consistently good early games, and you'll just run over them. You see that? Easy. Easy.
Okay, I think I've never tried to like just drop in the Tabula Rasa with the Standard Bearer. That's a pretty good one.
I never thought about it either until I saw it like in a tournament recently. Like even I was not really thinking about it. It's just one of the best openings. You really, because unlike Gods Unchained, and even unlike Champions and stuff, there's just so few ways to clear the board early. So if you get a strong opening board, you don't really have to hold back.
Yeah.
Like in Gods Unchained, you always have to hold back. There's so many board clears. In this game, you basically never have to, at least in the current state. I'm sure as more sets come out, this will get more nuanced. But right now, like a good tempo opening is pretty much the nuts in this game.
Yeah.
Especially against Uni, by the way, because Uni is really slow. Uni is building up for that big turn 8. And New Dawn is similar. New Dawn is also really slow in the early game. The longer it goes, the better it gets for them. So another one where you really want to just be as aggressive as possible.
Okay. Yeah, because when I'm playing with Lemmy, it's easier for me because of the tactical displays. But when I'm fighting with Gnaeus, it gets pretty messy.
I think
And
Gnaeus
maybe
is good for
those are
you because it's going to force you to play a really simple strategy. Yeah, you immediately did a good. This is reasonable. You don't need Kalar in this early game. That's a perfect mulligan right there. Perfect. You got to get that 0 out of your deck literally after this game. We have to take that out.
okay.
That should not be in here ever.
So
But you can
yeah, I
you can
would
bank
say
that because we'll
we
pretend it's
can
not
just
there.
bank that, right?
Yeah, it's not even there. We didn't even see it. It was never
What
there.
do you think? What do you think about uh, PSA the shield
Never,
pod? Because if
never
no,
PS8 the shield pod. As a rule of thumb, as a basic rule to follow, just
okay.
never ever do that.
So I just play the gunslinger.
Absolutely. And you do target the pod. Absolutely target it with the gunslinger. But if you had a PS8 and no unit, you would just pass. You wouldn't even target it if it was the only card in your hand.
Okay.
You just never do it. There's very rare times you might do it on like turn 2 or turn 3, but usually you'll never do it. Never on turn 1.
Just because it feels kind of weird having if he plays a steward, I can kill him, right? The only thing early game that I can actually kill with the PC8, it's the whisper, the engine whisper. Am I right?
Yeah, for the most part. Or they might play a gunslinger. But you can also just
Okay.
bank the PS8 if it doesn't end up. You have a painter in this deck. Okay, we're gonna review your deck list after this.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can bank that painter. It doesn't really fit into Gnaeus, and the play here is pretty clear, right? Yes, sir. Yeah, we got to review this deck list. Actually, this is gonna be a good opportunity to tune up your list. Okay, I'm glad you got some Triumph of Cathari of Europa. That's one of your best cards in this deck, just so you know.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. That's for sure.
Okay.
So yeah, it's not gonna kill me.
That's right. It won't even kill your standard bearer. Um, so here,
And
tell me what you do, but don't actually do it yet.
holy shit, this is a tough one, man. I mean, I think I would just bank the synchronicity and play the bearer just because this guy is gonna end up buffing at the end of the turn, and this will already go with the buff with this one.
It's close.
So
I would bank the PS8 instead. First off, do
okay,
you know what that 2-drop does that they played?
they haven't played any two
The
drops.
card on the board that they played?
Oh yeah, yeah, this one. Yeah, hit to all units.
And it's going to destroy itself, so we don't have to use a
Mm-hmm.
PS8 on it, right? We
Yeah,
can
that's
bank
right.
our PS8, play our 2-drop, and then next turn we have a 4-drop on turn 4 if we need it.
Oh, that's good. It's actually
Again,
good.
we're planning. It's a little harder as the game goes on, but the same idea of planning at least one turn ahead when we're trying to
One
think it
turn.
through.
Yeah.
And it's okay that we had to float that 1 mana. It's like not a big deal. I mean,
Okay.
it's not ideal, but in this case, we're ahead on the board at least and all that.
Yeah, two siphons right here will fuck us up real bad, right?
Yeah, if they have double siphon, that'll suck. But that'd also be their whole turn, and we can just we need to. Worst case, I guess we could Gnaeus. Yeah, we're definitely hoping they don't do that. But this is
And I
okay. This is
think
actually okay. The thing with this game is like you can't really figure it out yourself. It's more. I mean, you could in theory, but it's more like chess, where you like
mm,
study the masters, and that's how you get good.
yeah.
It's a little less like in Champions. It was a lot of like, hey, I figured out a deck because it was a little bit less insanely sweaty at the high end. There was some sweaty players for sure, but like, in this game, it's more like chess, where it's like studying the openings and studying the like because it's just so hard to figure it out.
So
Okay,
this is an awesome play for Tabula Rasa, right?
how so?
Oh fuck.
Okay, there you go. You just
What?
gave up.
Okay. I'll take it.
The thing is, even just getting good openings, you're already intimidating them because they're just like, oh god, I can't handle it. So you can feel the difference with some good openings. Like they don't even want to
Yeah.
see if they can win.
Yeah.
Let's look at this is faster wins than I expected, but I'm down. This is great. Let's look at your deck list.
Yeah, let's go.
Good shit.
So yeah, I think you said that the painters and this guy are not actually required.
Yeah, so Archivist
So
Pride is a terrible card, just absolutely terrible. And then the Painter does not fit into this deck, although it is a good card in general.
where is the painter? I'm looking for it.
It's okay, take your time. It's not arranged in order of mana, so you might have to scroll down. Unfortunately, there's your Painter at the bottom there. Yep. And
Yeah, okay.
then Hydralist is kind of weird. Right click Hydralist. What's that do again? I think that probably goes. Yeah,
Sends the top card to the
get rid of
waste.
that one.
Okay. Where is it? Well, I just can't take
It's
it.
a top. It's at the top of where you just. Yeah, there you go. And then yeah. So do you have 3 gunslingers, right?
I do have 3 gunslinger. Yeah.
In the deck, they're all in there.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a 1-drop that's 2/1. That could be. Do you have the 3/2/2s already? You got the Cathari Striker, whatever he's called, something Striker, the 1-drop guy for 2/2.
Yeah, the Belarusi striker right here.
You're running
I
all 3 of
have
those.
3 of
Good.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, so you could toss in the Convergent Princepts, like legit bad guys said.
Uh,
The 2/1 for 1,
Prince.
just to have a ton of 1-drops. At your rank, honestly, just never missing 1 is a really good call. So
So
it's
Clone
the
Convergent, right?
Convergent Princept, second from the right on the top row. The 1-drop 2/1.
Holy shit, I'm not seeing it, bro.
You just went over. It's next to Reliant Gamma. You're right
Ah,
on top of
yeah,
it.
the Convergent Principle.
Yeah, there
Okay.
you go.
So I want 3 of those.
Yeah, you can run 3 of those. You probably keep adjusting a little bit as you go, but for now, I think 3 of those will be okay.
Okay. So we're still missing 1 card. What
Yeah,
would it
so let
be?
me think. You got Harf, you got Glaive in there, right?
Yeah.
Do you have Wong yet or no?
Yeah.
I guess Wong doesn't really even go into Gnaeus that much, but you could probably toss him in. It's definitely not bad. Yeah, scroll slowly. Let me think. I mean, your deck list's actually pretty good. How many Triumph of Europas?
I have 3 of those.
Okay. Yeah, the 2-drop 1/4 is good. Maybe toss in at least one of those. So scroll back up. The
The one for
Convergent.
the Salvatorian, yeah, the
That guy,
Convergent
yeah.
Salvatorian.
At least one. You could even maybe. I mean, Gnaeus doesn't. You could even try to find room for more of them, maybe. But your list looks pretty damn good. Honestly, this list should get you to Diamond for sure.
I'm just missing the scanner. The scanner would be an awesome way to an awesome card to change for Wong.
Yeah, the scanner is amazing. I'm not sure legit. Actually, the 2 mana 1/4, I think people aren't playing as much these days. But yeah, that's
Oh,
fine. That's fine. That's good. Having one of them's good. That should already be a lot stronger. You'd have more consistent early game now. There's little fine tuning you can still do, but I think that's already going to make a big difference.
yeah. I'm grinding my packs.
Yes. Yeah, legit. I'm not positive. Oh, excuse me. No, honestly, this deck is closer to optimized than I expected, so this should be fine. You should definitely be able to get Diamond with this.
Well met.
The creator decks are
Diamond,
awesome, yeah.
Diamond Nippy. I like the sound of that.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Okay, so Nehemiah has potential to be tough, but depends how well they play it. Hopefully we go first. Thanks for the follow.
We're actually not going first.
Yeah, let's see if they get a Steward of the Guardian on turn 1. Steward of the Garden, rather.
Is ours.
So yeah, I will keep my Belarusi, Maritus, and Shipian. I will do it like this.
That seems good to me, yeah. Yeah, Vigerness, thank you. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, but thank you. Appreciate the follow.
So we got a PS8, but we got a pretty hard one to bank, right?
We got a good hand. Let's see what we draw. Thank you, Bittersweet. Appreciate the follow. So okay. We can probably just keep that 5-drop all the way till we need it because we have because we're going second especially.
Yeah.
And so we want to think about turn 1, turn 2, and a little bit of turn 3 maybe. It's like turn 1, we're either going to play the Gunslinger or the Striker. What we could do is play the Striker here, bank the other striker, and then next turn we have a chance to play Gunslinger plus PS8. That's like a
Okay.
possible line. You could try that.
Okay.
And if the striker lives, then you can just
Hit face.
hit it.
Or hit the steward and get the gunslinger out and save the
Yeah.
PS8.
There might be an even better way to play that, but this is at least okay.
Yeah,
They
I
got
don't
the
think
opening. But this is
Yeah.
where we can do the 1+1, right? So we can get rid of their Steward of the Guardian. We will not have a good way of dealing with this Moonlit, though.
So right here I will just try to bank the Salvatorium.
That seems...
Actually, the Convergent Princeps.
Yeah, that's probably good. You bank that. Yeah, it's not a
Yeah,
good spot, but you can bank that and then
go
probably
with the
want to...
one.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go with the PS8 plus the Gunslinger to the Steward.
I think that's the play. It's still not that great, but it's probably the best play you got. Unfortunately, they have the best possible opening going first, so this is a very tough match. This is like what makes Earthen a little less bad is that when it gets this opening, it's the strongest in the game, pretty much.
And I can attack honestly because if that would
No,
be
definitely not, because he would actually just heal back he would heal back 2 anyway. And at least your pod defends you for a second. Not a great spot, but we'll try to figure it out. It can't all be just they concede on turn 3.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Numeros. Shroud just wrecks Earthen.
Bro, how do I kill a 310 guy? It's how do I kill that shit?
I don't know. All we can really do is 2+1 here. Basically, you bank one of your 2 drops, play the other one, and you PS8 their 310 guy or something. But like, I'm not gonna lie, this is a fucking terrible spot. It's already pretty much a concede, yeah. But let's just bank that. Let's just go a little further for the sake of it. And yeah, do your 2+1. I mean, we're so fucked here, but we'll play it out for 1 or 2 more turns. This is just, you got trumped by the best opening in the game. It just is what it is. Whenever Earthen does this, I don't think he has any outs for this, to be honest. Now, let's give it like 1 more turn, but I think he just plays Nehemiah here, hits you in the face for 10. Oh no, can he do it now? Did he bank yet? He didn't bank.
No, he didn't.
He missed his Nehemiah 10-10 turn, so. But this is not much better. Yeah, okay. What do you draw?
Concede, right?
Yeah, let's concede this one.
Top right.
Top right. And the thing is, when stuff like that happens, you don't want to concede too early, of course. We gave it an extra turn just to double check. But when it's so fucking doomed, it's just like, all right. And if that happens too much, then it's a deck issue, you know?
Yeah.
But if it happens once in a while, especially like something like that is very well understood in the game as being kind of like a crazy opening, it's like, all right, well, it happens. Yeah, let's do a few more. I mean, we were going to do 3, but those were so fast. That was basically 1. Let's keep going.
I mean, they actually concede pretty fast. So I was kind of amazed.
Yeah, don't get used to it. Once you get to platinum, mid-platinum and above, people will concede a lot less fast.
It's the same exactly Nehemiah player.
Yeah, I guess we could have waited a minute to queue, but that's okay. We also can just have a way better match this time if they don't draw the nuts going first. So let's see. If we get clowned again, we can just wait a minute before we queue again. Not the worst. If you know you just got your worst matchup, it is totally valid to wait like 2 minutes. But yeah, they're second this time.
This fight is ours.
So I want that. I want this for sure because of the spores, right? So
because of defender, maybe like the Miasmancer can get you around. Yeah. So we have we have 1, 2, 3. That's great. That's great. And yeah, it's a good call to bank the one who makes the extra tokens since that is vulnerable to spores. Yeah, it's good thinking.
So
So what you could do here, don't play yet, but just tell me what you're thinking.
yeah, I was actually thinking on banking the Gunslinger and play the Convergent Perception.
So that's a good one.
Actually,
What else?
I think it's better to Convergent Perception to bank this girl and play Tabula,
Yep,
so
that's what
I
I was
can get a
thinking.
2-1,
Yeah, good call.
and then just play the two of those for the pot or something like that.
Very good. Yep, perfect. I feel like you've already flipped the switch where you're like, okay, once you think about your first 2 turns, now you're making better decisions.
Mm.
That's exactly what happened to me, by the way.
Now I do have to keep the focus because when I get into the zone, it's like pretty good, but I start just to get confident over time.
Yeah, Parallel is like Elden Ring on hard difficulty compared to other card games. So like with that in mind, you're doing great. Yeah, here you can kill that. I'd probably just. What do you think you do after you attack the shield pod? You can totally attack it.
Okay.
And then what would you do? Let me know. Don't do it
So
yet.
yeah, I think the Gunslinger is a pretty much bank,
Yeah, you got it.
and just play the Balarusi plus the Gunslinger. Even
Yes,
I can hit face.
sir. Killed it. Yeah, Numeros. Master Poisoner might be a tech for Gnaeus against an Earthen meta. That I don't know about Fixer because it's so slow, but there's a world where you tech in Poisoner for Earthen matchups potentially. I'm definitely not the Gnaeus master, so I think if
I
Gas
do
just
have
plays good tempo, he's already gonna have huge progress.
I do have Master Poisoner play on my deck.
You
On
could,
this deck.
you're always welcome to try stuff. So maybe like when you're playing some games later, you try tossing 1 or 2 copies in if you feel like it helped. You can try stuff like that. I think it's not considered like standard right now. It's not something a lot
Yeah.
of people do. But look at how much better this is, right? Compared to the last game. Like this is a good example of we're not letting the last game get us too scared. Like we're like, okay, this is a completely different beast.
So, bro, I will just bank this conversion and play the Maya's Mancer to avoid
100%. Perfect.
whatever decay or something.
And then you just clear the loyalist with your 3/2.
Yeah.
And you're building up this big board. And then, yeah, we're starting to think about playing around spores, which basically means putting our higher health units on the outside for the most part. They need to answer real quick.
Yeah. And if we don't draw a pretty good 4-drop, we possibly bank the PS8 and bring Gnaeus to
100%.
table.
Super, super good. Yep.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
a
so they have this,
spores.
but we still keep 2 units on the board. Now, it's really important to put something between your 2 units that live here. So when they get buffed to 2 health at the end of the turn, they won't die at the start of your next turn. Like, if they're next to each other, they'll damage each other next turn again. And they'll each take 2 damage. But if you split them up, they'll only take 1 damage each. And since they're going to buff themselves, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this is a pretty clear turn. Just like you said last time, you just bank one of your PS8s, Gnaeus right in the middle, hit him in the face twice. Yeah, beautiful. This way they have a chance to live.
Yeah, the positioning is something pretty interesting in this game. I mean, I didn't discover until I got the session with Diesel, and that actually opens like way bunch of possibilities, like too many possibilities.
Positioning is really important in this game. It's just one of the many things that makes it such a high skill game. Like every decision, every little thing seems to matter.
Yeah.
So this is exactly perfect. And then before you decide anything, look at your waist. Just to remind us what's in the waist here. Okay, so you have a chance for a Triumph of Mars turn here.
Triumph of Europa.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Europa, yes. And what you can do is trade in one of these 4/1s and then play it again, right?
Yeah.
So
That actually.
the question is which one? If you do the Assmancer, you can get another Assmancer when you Mars. If you do the 1-drop, you can get more cards on the board.
Yeah, that's right.
Either way,
I think
Gnaeus can kill their 0/3. So it's like And then, yeah, check the bank. I guess we do have a Tabula in our hand. I'm pretty damn sure this is the Triumph card. Yeah, this is the Triumph turn for sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah, trade the one of your choice, honestly. Your call. And then they put Defender on that. Just make sure you bop the Steward. You can just do that now with your 3/3 just to make sure we get it out of the way. Yeah, but then we wouldn't clear the Defender, Chad. I think this is the right way. So hit face and then play bank whatever, and then bank the 0 or the 1, and then play the Triumph. Fast. If we attack with Gnaeus first, we don't clear it. Unless we PSA. There might be some other lines, Chad. Yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah, you can do Subjugate into the 2-drop into the 0 here. That's super sick. And probably buff the Subjugate. I mean, you're cooking now. I wouldn't buff the Decay guy. Yeah, buff that. Yeah, and then you can play that from your hand at the end. Just make sure you get it in before the time runs out, and you're cooking so hard. And I'd buff your Subjugate again when you play the 0.
Damn it.
You're good. Buff the Subjugate again. Your Subjugate's your best card here, so you want to protect it pretty hard. You're good to go. That's your turn.
Yep.
A few small things
good.
with positioning and stuff, but that's pretty much correct.
Yeah. What would you fix like right here?
You would just want your standard bearer to be on the left. Like you have a 2/2 on the left and a 2/3 in the middle, kind of. You'd want to have those flipped around. That's the main thing.
Okay.
Just in case they play Spores, but they concede. See, good to go.
Looking good. Turn 5 and winning. That's pretty good.
Yeah, man. Let's do a few more on these. I'm going to sit back more, let you play the game kind of all the way through, and maybe at the end we'll talk about it. So because I'm definitely jumping all over you like every turn.
No, but it's okay because it actually it's helping me to see other lines, so it's totally fine, man.
Yeah, it's good
totally fine.
It's good to go back and forth on it, but this is already, I really feel like already you're seeing a few things that are going to just make it way easier for you to win.
The Gnaeus, I think I would probably messed up in the Gnaeus positioning because I didn't saw the thing you saw with putting in between the two guys, the Miasmancer and the Belarusi.
Yeah, if you hadn't done that, you probably would have lost.
Mm-hmm.
That's how big a difference that makes. Like from an easy win to a loss just on that positioning of that one unit. Crazy.
Yeah, I have to work on the positioning.
That's what makes the game so deep, is at a high level, every little thing matters. Like the positioning being a little different, banking a card early on that doesn't seem like it's that big a deal. Like all these little things can end up being the reason you won or lost. And it's I don't think beginners and casual players should stress out too much, but at a high end, it's like it just makes it really high skill, which is what you should want if you're skilled, because then you can win.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, Numeros. I vaguely remember the old Control Warrior stuff. I haven't played Hearthstone since I played Miracle Rogue on the bus back in college, practically, or maybe after college, but it's been a long ass time. Yeah, it's good to play a fast deck when you're a beginner. I think trying to play super slow matchups as a beginner is not ideal, you know? Okay, Athi, thanks for hanging.
Shroud, it's incredible difficult to pilot.
Yeah.
I think this is, I have turn 1, turn 2, and I will just redraw this True Subjugate and the Convergent Centaurus.
Yeah, you could keep a 3 if you wanted. Then you're guaranteed to have 3 turns. Like either way is potentially fine. But yeah, all right, I'm going to sit back a little bit. Let's see what you do here.
Yeah. Okay, for me, this is a pretty straightforward. I will just bang right away the Convergent Salvatorium and play the Belarusi to try next turn to get the Shipian against Lemmy.
Yeah, that looks good. That looks real good.
Because I was about to say that Belarusi Standard Bearer, it's a thing to do, but I feel that against Lemmy I have to go wider than knowing Lemmy like I know him. It's the first. I need to win the board basically, and by winning the board, that's something we can control.
Yeah, and this
But
is
at
good
least he
because
already.
you have experience with
But
Lemmy, so you get to use that to play against it,
yeah,
right?
but yeah,
Sorry
but
for
at
interrupting.
least no, but at least we already know that he doesn't. He probably doesn't have it, any other of those. So yeah, possibly bank Maritus and play the Shipian. The thing is, Shipian will basically die, right? So Bearer is the way to go right here, I think.
They can kill it either way, right? With the bearer, they could kill it by attacking with both the units.
Yeah.
So either way, they can clear what you play. I guess, yeah. You could go. That's standard bearer could be okay. It's definitely either standard bearer or the cunning Scipion. Yeah, do it your way. Do it your way.
If I go Cunning Shipian, at least I'm out. I'm equaling in number, but not in quality, right?
Yeah, it's like either way. It's kind
Yeah,
of the
they're
same either
gonna.
way. It's just like which one would you rather keep in your hand?
Yeah, they're gonna kill it anyway.
Like either way, they'll probably trade them both in, and
Mm-hmm.
they'll lose their token, and they'll take 1 damage in their bannerman. So I think it's more about which card do you want to keep for later. Standard bearer is probably better for later.
Hmm.
Now you can do a 2+1
This
next turn potentially.
this is good because we now have Triumph of Europa.
Yeah, we need that. We need to be able to come back.
It's interesting.
Vengeful is rarely played at high ranks, but it can get some pretty good value sometimes.
Yeah. What we need right here is not that.
So here's where we're definitely
So
thinking about the Triumph. So we probably want to, at some point before we Triumph, we're going to want to play Kalar and sacrifice it, but it doesn't have to be this turn. That could be next turn. It probably
yeah,
would be better next turn, but it's just something to think about.
yeah, I could actually bank Princept, play Bearer and Princept,
So
and
hear me
next turn
out.
we can play Collar.
I have a crazy idea. You could bank the
Okay.
Subjugate on the left of your hand, which is a really good
Okay.
card, but then you have 2+1 this turn, and then 3+1 next turn, already all set up.
Okay.
So that might be what I would do.
Okay. I'll buy that idea.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Completely.
Just guaranteeing we don't have to skip any mana, which is probably good. Although there's potentially an argument for the other way that you said, where you just bank one of the 1-drops and see what you draw. But yeah, this feels good to me. At least we're contesting the board. We're undeniably behind, but we're hoping for Triumph to give us a big swing.
Yeah, determine assault into the Bearer. And possibly a trade the Princept, right? Benjamin Folala into the Princept.
Yeah, he's gonna do something here. I don't think he's gonna leave your guy alive.
Another determine assault. I don't think so, right? Yeah, maybe a PS8.
You
He
would have
can have
banked
another one.
Kalar? I feel like that's crazy legit. Don't we need Kalar to come back from Triumph to recapture the board? To me, that sounds a bit crazy.
We need a gunslinger. If we get a gunslinger this next turn, that would be awesome.
That would be so good. He's not clearing you, or is he gonna
No, he's not.
double agent? Okay, he's playing some wacky
Yep.
stuff. So that's gonna ramp for you, that double
Yeah.
agent. Okay. What's in your bank?
We have Subjugate, Maritus, and Salvatorium.
Oh yeah, so you could even make a subjugate with one of your tabula rasas. Is interesting.
Yeah.
You could do tabula rasa. How's it worded though? Is it spending all of your remaining mana? So you'd play the 1-drop
Yeah.
first. It wouldn't be that good. I think you should probably stick to the original plan here. Probably we really want to try to get Kalar out. The tricky thing here is like the Bannerman can ramp, right? You probably would want to trade into the Bannerman, but then again, the ally also ramps.
Yeah.
I think what you do is you can definitely play Kalar. And then you can probably just bank one of those. Okay, bank the 1 and copy it. Otherwise, it'll fuck up your Triumph.
Yeah, okay.
And then it's up to you, I guess. Like, you can kill the ally so it doesn't immediately ramp, or you can kill the Bannerman since it's a little higher attack. I mean, definitely want to kill one of those two.
There is no
Bro, I'm just thinking on killing the ally.
That's fine. You can't tabula into Gunslinger because you don't get the muster legit. I'm pretty sure you don't get the muster.
Yeah,
I mean,
you don't get it. I
yeah.
already tried it and you don't get it.
You can do it, but you won't get the muster, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
I think Kalar made sense. You're killing 2 units overall. You're killing 3 units, really, because you kill the first time it dies, you kill when it comes back from Triumph, and you kill again when it dies again. So it's a 3 for 1, basically.
Yeah, I've never understood the power of Collar until I think it was Brazilian kid who told me every time you get a gunslinger or a PCH, you just kill your own Collar and you will get the whole value you can, and that was pretty much eye-opening for me.
This is 6. You can trade the Kalar before Triumph into their 3-1. You see that?
Yep. 3-1.
That's got to be it. And then you can, when it dies, activate the effect, kill their 3-3 guy, right? It's super
and
sick.
We can actually triumph now.
Yeah, then you can bank maybe your 0. I don't know what you want to bank. Not the 4. Bank either the Gunslinger or the 0. Either one's probably fine.
Yeah,
Probably the Gunslinger. Yeah, legit. That makes sense. I got you. That makes sense. Yeah, the draws are really good. Okay, so we need to be careful here. I would probably go wide. I would do Kalar and then the 1s and the 0. Kalar right now. You're out of time. Kalar. And then probably 2 1s. And we don't have time to think it through properly. So yeah, I would just do that. And then I would play the 2 1s and the 0. I think you want to go wide.
2 1s.
The strikers, ideally. Yeah, my fault for not being... It's okay, it's okay. My fault. You could have done both of them for the attack boost. We'll live, though. I mean, yeah, I think that's probably the best way to do it. And then save your 0 and just pass. But there you go. You took the board. It's not over yet, but at least you took the board when you were behind at the start. That's really good. The Kalar plus the Triumph was really huge. And I think... Do not select, because it's going to be damaged. Don't get fooled here. This is where you got to pay attention if you think it's a buff or something.
Yeah, I was trying to hit him, but...
Yeah, it's like, oh, what is it? Buff something. No, that's the damage proc. It'll ask you if you want to use it on something, but you don't want to use it.
Yeah, he's gonna clean my Belarusi for sure.
This is good, though. Look, you're ahead of the board. They're out of mana. You're getting tempo when you're already ahead.
I think I'm actually thinking on killing this guy with the Princept and bringing the Convergent, the Clone Convergent.
Yeah, that could work.
Centaurus.
You probably just bank the 0 at this point because it's not really helping you. Unless maybe I'm wrong. What's the bank? So you could get a 2-drop from the... You could get your 1/4 guy. You just have to bank Synchronicity or Domina. It's a tricky spot. I'll leave it up to you, but definitely trading in the 3/1 and playing your Convergent, the guy that summons the tokens, that's definitely good.
Actually, I'm gonna do it like this.
And
first this.
Yeah, play that first.
Now this. And now we choose.
So you can actually copy a 3-drop from the bank. Yeah, if you bank one of your 4s, it's probably worth it.
I'm gonna get another token.
Yeah.
And we can get... Oh no. Well,
that's okay. It's even better. It's even better now.
Asian Subject is the one that's going out.
That's even better, yeah. I mean, you're probably going to win unless they have a volley or a Sendril in here. They don't have one of those 2 board clears. You should pretty much win.
Yeah, they don't.
Looks good. They could have volley.
LPC can do it without the assault. So, yeah, I think they're pretty much fucked up.
I think so. I don't think they even have volley in the deck based on their list so far. Yeah, they don't. There's no way they do. The beginner deck. So you have the option this turn to copy your 4-drop with Synchronicity and play it again, potentially. I don't know if that's the right play, but... Ooh, yeah. Askmancer's great. Because it'll shut down all their musters. Yeah, because Lemmy is so against Lemmy, Askmancer is one of your best cards, because Lemmy is super reliant on musters.
Okay, so...
What I would probably do, I would play Askmancer, bank your 2-drop, and play Gnaeus. and just keep Synchronicity to play another Assmancer next turn, because we can assume that they don't exactly legit agrees with me, because we can assume that they don't have Volley based on their list. And so if we just Assmancer 2 turns in a row, it's just GG. So play your Gnaeus Paragon and then it's like, okay, so they could have Lemmy. They could Lemmy you, so you might want to kill all their shit. Yeah, you might want to kill all their shit. Don't sacrifice that guy. Don't sacrifice that guy. All face. Okay, ignore the 3/4. Ignore the 3/4. Go all face everything else. I think that's right. Yeah, we don't need to clear here.
Yeah, because worst case scenario, he will have to trigger the assault if he want to get value from the Lemmy. If not,
And he can't do it
actually.
because of the
He can't.
Assmancer. Lemmy gets no value. So yeah. Yeah, Jay agrees. As a Lemmy main, Assmancer is backbreaking. Easy,
Cool.
bro.
Easy peasy.
How you feeling now?
Way better. Yeah, I would actually have banked the Maya's Mancer over there, and that would be possibly a big mistake.
Yeah, that would be giving him a chance to come back instead of guaranteeing the win. So that Assmancer pretty much gives you checkmate. And this is something I've been thinking about. This is actually something that Muka told me, is like, it's useful to think about putting them in check, kind of. Yeah, we'll do one more, and then then I'll send you off to grind solo, or you can chill with me while I play if you want.
I can chill in the chat. It's okay, bro. I appreciate already the time for both the viewers and yours.
Once we get you caught up to where you're as good as I am, which is inevitable, then we can start co-piloting, and you can like tell me the stuff I'm getting wrong. We can argue about lines and stuff. That'll get super fun.
Yeah, indeed it will.
But yeah, thinking about checkmate, basically. So it's like, if you see the card that like guarantees win, in my head, I'm literally like, oh, that's checkmate. Like I try to use that word, because like in chess, checkmate is when the king is already kidnapped. And then check is like threatening checkmate. Go ahead. What are you trying to say?
I was reminding the time we were doing the challenge with champions, like. We were just trying with the starter deck champions, 100 wins, and
that was so good. I forgot about that.
It was pretty good.
We showed them all that was actually viable. That was sick. I forgot about that. Yeah, it'll be like that again, but against ridiculously sweaty pro players at the high end of Parallel.
Stand together.
Because the people right here, brothers, if you're seeing your motherfuckers sweaty, all of you.
The sweat levels, like they're drenched in sweat.
I think we have one. We have Joker. Let's call it like that.
Let's keep the Assmancer because we're against Lemmy. You could play it on turn 3. It can and keep the glaive. You could keep this whole hand, bro. You have your first 4 turns locked in.
Yeah. Okay.
And you draw something. You can bank what you draw, pretty much, or you bank the 1 drop and just play the 0. If you can plan ahead past turn 2, there's no reason not to. Yeah, exactly. So
bank Tabula.
Probably bank the 1 and play a Tabula. You want to avoid banking Tabula unless you have to, because it's if it's in the bank, it makes it a little worse when you get one off of Triumph.
Yeah, that's true.
This is going to be huge. The Assmancer shuts them down at the start of their 3rd turn, and then you go glaive after that. Like, that's so tough for them to deal with.
Bro, I love the art of this card.
Yeah, she's like terrifying.
Yeah, like bloodthirsty kind of things. Super awesome.
The art in this game is so good, and it's 3D modeled, so you're gonna see her in other games. So just be walking around.
Holy shit!
Every card is based on a 3D model. I don't know if you know that.
I didn't.
Literally every single one is modeled. Like they basically take a screenshot in the 3D modeling of it. Like they make it originally, and then they so each one is like already ready to be used in other games.
Holy shit.
Yeah, but that's like the secret Parallel thing, kind of. It's like beneath the surface of all of it.
Bro, this is somewhere the exact point we were like in the previous one, right?
The exact same turn too, but you can do it with the Tabula again if you want. So you can bank the 2 drop you want to play, and then Tabula to copy it. Yeah, it's the exact same spot. This is the good thing. This is what I was talking about when it's like how it's kind of like chess. Like in chess, once you practice an opening, you don't have to think about your first turn or your second turn or your 3rd turn.
Yeah.
You've already decided up to turn 10. In card games, it's not quite as long, but your first 2 or 3 turns, like eventually you have no surprises. When a top player plays their first couple turns, they never really have to think about it unless it's like a new meta or a deck they're not used to. Like that's like it becomes automatic. And that's part
Well,
of what's so useful.
This is pretty annoying because if I get my Maya's Monster now out, well,
Yeah, that helps a
I
little
think
bit that he did it that way. Okay, so you've got 2
so.
options, right? You either Assmancer, but you could also 2+1.
Yeah,
Then you just got to decide what to bank, which I wouldn't bank the Assmancer.
I will bank
Yes,
possibly the Subjugate or the Domina.
Subjugate, I agree.
So we want to go 2 and 1, right?
That's probably what I would do, yeah. And then I would just hold that Assmancer back. I just back that ass up and play the 2 and the 1.
Yeah, basically we have more board than him right now. If he doesn't play anything crazy, and we can glaive in the next turn if he plays any monster kind of LPC or something. We can
Yeah,
actually glaive next turn, right?
Glaive is
Yeah,
still
there's the
super
LPC.
insane. I mean, this isn't really good for him, but we could still Glaive. Glaive's going to help a lot. What we can
So
do,
I
you have
will.
a great play actually over the next 2 turns. You can Glaive this turn, and then next turn you have the Assmancer plus a 2-drop. And what you do is
Yeah,
with the Assmancer, you can bank one of those for sure. With the Assmancer, you're going to get around Defender, so your Glaive can attack exactly what it wants to. This
yeah,
turn, you just got to attack it. You always have the option, by the way, of targeting the one you actually want to hit and making sure they're paying attention. Like you could have swung into a token or the 3/2 and just see if they're there.
yeah.
So that's
That's actually
definitely
a
an
good idea.
option.
That's actually a good idea.
Yeah.
So yeah, he might let me though this turn,
Yeah, he might
but
just kill the
there's
glaive with a Lemmy. We could
but he
have.
will have to sacrifice one of the token
Yeah, you
either
can
from
attack with the
left or
left,
right.
the token on the right, and just lose the
Yeah,
2 tokens. And that's not great for us, but we'll see. I guess another option last turn would have been just to Assmancer there to block him from Lemmy for a turn, but then we don't get the glaive down, so I don't know.
yeah,
Yeah, he's doing it.
yeah, yeah. He saw it.
It's okay though. It's not over.
It's nowhere near to be over.
That's
We
right.
have the domina. We have the domina there, so we have battle ready for that.
Yeah, we can do a 4+2 in a couple turns with the
Mm-hmm.
Domina and the other Convergent. The Assmancer play will still kind of work here. At least you can like have the 4/4 attack, whatever.
Yeah. So I just need now. Well, this is good.
What would you do here?
I would probably bank this shipment because I would be able to play. Oh, this is mustard.
Yeah, it's actually
No.
tricky. So maybe you just have to bank the Rasa instead of doing it that way. I see what
Yeah.
you're saying, but yeah. And that way you get both
Yeah.
units. This is great though, because then next turn you have 4+2.
Yeah.
And here you
And
get to
he can
kill
do,
whatever you want. So what do you think is the best target?
bro. Let me for
Why?
sure.
Why?
Just because it has evasive, right? So
Do you
next
have
turn he
Defender?
will
Do you
be
have any
able.
Defender on the board?
He
Do you
has
have
this
Defender
one.
on the board?
No, I don't.
So why does evasive matter to you right now?
Well, Banner then. Bannerman.
Why?
Because he can ramp up.
Yes, correct answer. There's no
Oh,
there's no Defender in
oh,
your deck.
there's no defender. There's no defender. That's right,
In
because
your
of the
whole
ass
deck.
man, sir.
Yeah. No, yeah,
Because of,
also that. Yeah, the Assmancer turned off their Defender here.
that's right.
And then you don't have Defender in your deck, so there's no need to play around evasive.
Hmm.
Once Lemmy's on the board, he's already done his thing. He's blown his load. He can't do shit now.
That's nice. All we need now is a triumph of Europa, and we're good to go.
That's the thing. We're doing a good job of fighting back, and we haven't even gotten Triumph yet. And this is what matters, is playing well in the games where we don't have what we need. If you can win these games, winning games that you shouldn't win because like your opponent like should have had the advantage, but you played really well and they made a few mistakes, like that's where you really start getting an edge against the player base.
Yeah. And he's playing the master.
Yeah,
you're
he
not getting
messed
that,
up. He
bro.
messed up. Let's go. People forget that assault gets turned off by Assmancer. It's like, oh, it's not a muster, it's not an afterlife, but it's also turned off. So remember, he has 2 defenders on the board. You can pick either one.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's right.
Let's think about it before we make the move. So you do have a chance to get. So you still have a 4+2. You have 2 different ways to do a 4+2. The Domina gives you the battle ready, or the other one gives you a super wide board.
The Domina gives me battle ready for these 2, right? Because battle friendly convergence, and this is a convergent.
You probably want to do that because then you can attack the defenders and everything gets buffed and you'll mostly clear out the defenders. And then next turn, if the Domina lives, you'll get battle ready and all the other guys from the 4. So yeah, you could probably bank the 1 drop and just do Domina plus the 2. That's true.
Domina...
That's true. Legit. I think about that sometimes. The order doesn't matter.
The order doesn't matter. Okay.
And placement probably doesn't matter unless he has Glaive. If he plays Glaive in the deck, but he probably doesn't have. So attack faster run that time. If you attack with the 2/4 last, I think he has to let you clear everything. Or he can have like 1 health left with the 0/4, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's cool. Your stuff buffs like crazy. So now they really need to find a volley or like something like that just to be able to do anything. And you're getting the extra damage from your 2-drop effect as well, which does 1 damage to face whenever you attack with the convergent. So that's nice.
I mean, I've played enough with Lemmy just to know that unless he has artillery volley on his deck, on his hand right now, he's not winning this one.
And you see how like we had to make the right plays there. If we hadn't done it that way, he probably could have overwhelmed us on the board and we wouldn't be able to come back.
Yep.
We had to really keep that under control and find the way to like what we were doing there is like he was checking us and we were getting out of check and not letting him get checkmate.
Yeah.
He was like, check, check, check. And we're like, I gotcha, bitch. And now we're going to start checking him.
Gotcha, bitch.
Or like in poker, it's like he tried to raise us and we raised back and he was bluffing.
You may put an effect from your ways into your hand. Oh, shit.
Yeah, so you can get the determined assault back. Okay, we're looking pretty good. Your hand is fucking amazing. Just the 3-drop into the 4-drop, you get to buff 3 times. And he only has the 1 defender.
I just need now to get a good bank option.
Yeah.
That's
perfect.
An awesome bank option.
Very, very good.
So Asian Subjugate into the Centaurus Convergent.
And you're probably just going to want to buff your 2/2 once, so that's going to be able to clear the 2. Buff that once, buff the 2/3 once, and then probably buff the Subjugate. Maybe, I don't know. There's a lot to think about here, but without enough time to really think, that's probably what I would do. Oh no, I wouldn't have done that one. Buff your 3/3.
The 3/3. Okay.
I think so. Just try to keep that safe. Yeah, it's alright. It's alright. Have your 2-attack guy clear the defender. Just make sure you do that.
This one, right?
Yeah, just clear the defender. Then okay, you can handle it. Yeah, perfect. I mean, the only way they win now is with a volley or maybe a Sendrillin, and even then,
I see now what you wouldn't bank, you wouldn't buff this guy. It's basically no useful right now. There's no useful on this one.
Yeah, it's tricky because like you want to play around volley by buffing one thing to a high health total, but it was kind of a tricky spot to do that. I might have been wrong there, honestly. But the idea is like you'd rather buff one thing a lot than like buff everything a little bit. But then I kind of gave you the wrong advice, I think, maybe. But it's all good. As long as you clear their board and go well, check for lethal, actually. Do you have lethal? You probably have
2,
you
7,
you got lethal.
9. Yeah,
All face, baby. GG.
let's go, baby.
So sick.
There's no way because even even these guys make 1 damage to the head each
That's
kind
right,
of
because
thing.
the convergence still there as well. That's
Yeah,
so sick.
yeah,
Dude, good games.
yeah. Thank you very much, brother, for the coaching. I think I can leave you. Actually, we get to plat 3. That's pretty good.
You're getting close to diamond already.
Oh, god damn it! I'm already scared.
Yeah, don't even think about ranks though. I'm putting in your head when I shouldn't
Yeah,
be. Don't even think about it, but you are
yeah,
getting close.
yeah, yeah. I just want to get better, bro. Rank will come just by itself after I'm better.
Exactly. That's as long as I think that way, I keep getting better. And the moment I'm like, how far am I from master rank? Then I just immediately start playing so badly. It's like crazy.
Yeah, that's right, brother. I will leave you hang out with the guys. Thank you very much for everything, and let's do this again. I don't know, somewhere near.
Absolutely, man. Anytime that our schedules line up, which is most of the time, we can do this. I'm happy to do it. Super fun. I'll talk to you. I'll talk to you very
In
soon.
in the chat. Let's
That's
see.
right.
I'll see you in the chat.
See ya. All right, that was awesome. That was awesome. Great session with Gas. End the recording.